Hello all, myself Dr.R.Aiyshwariya, Associate Professor, Department of AIDS, RMK CET. Today we are going to see about the classification techniques in data mining. So what is classification? So before going into the depth of classification, we have to know what is the use of classification. So main use of classification is to classify the things into subcategories. So it's a part of supervised machine learning algorithm. So in the data training, first we have to split the data into training data set as well as testing data set. So usually we know that in machine learning, 80% of the data will be used for training and 20% of the data will be used for testing the data sets. So they can be classified into supervised, semi-supervised and unsupervised learning algorithm. So this classification algorithms. So in the supervised learning problems, we can group that particular algorithm as regression and classification. That is the particular classification. So mainly it is used for predicting a categorical output. So what does categorical output means? Using the supervised learning technique, one model will be trained previously and particular labeled data set is used for using that particular machine learning algorithm. So what are the basic classification types means in supervised learning? One is binary classification and the second one is multi-class classification. So in binary classification, we will use only one or two classes for category for classifying the data. But in multi-class classification, the goal is to classify the input into one of several classes or categories. So we can use several classes for classifying the data. One model will be there. We are going to classify the data into several categories. Okay. So what are the various classification algorithms we will go for? Means one is linear classifier and the second one is non-linear classifier. Some of the linear classifier algorithms will be logistic regression, SVM, and single layer perception. But in non-linear classification in machine learning, there will be several algorithms we are using. One is k nearest, second one is kernel, third one is navy Bayes, and fourth one is decision tree, fifth one is random forest, sixth one is voting, bagging, like that. Several algorithms are there for non-linear classifiers. So in this example, they are going to give a collection of records. So what is the main use of data science means? First, you have to collect the data set. So we have to collect one data set. So second one is you have to prepare that particular data. So you have to remove the unwanted data and the noisy data. First, you have to prepare the data. That is, missing values should be removed and noisy data should be removed. And third one is future extraction. You have to create one model, and that is a model selection using this machine learning algorithms. Either it is supervised machine learning or unsupervised machine learning. We have to select some machine learning algorithm for selecting our objective. So next one is we have to train that particular model for giving a conclusion to our objective. So the next one is model evaluation. We have to evaluate the model using some machine learning algorithms. After that, we have to find some accuracy, precision, recall, confusion matrix, etc. And we have to fine tune that particular model. And finally, only you are going to deploy that model and given to the client for projects. So that is the overall data science process. Usually we studied in the first unit. So first you have to train the model. So that I told 80% of the data will be used for training and 20% of the data will be used for testing that particular model. So this is the classification actually. Okay. So here in this classification task, they are assigning one model. So we have to first give a learning training for that particular model. So for example, if it is an animal classification means we can train that particular animal. Already we have to train that particular animal for that model. Then only that model analyze if any new model we will give that new model means it will already analyze using that particular training data. And finally have to apply the model and it has to go to the detection stage. That is your deployment stage. So this is your 80% training data and 20% testing data. So training will be called as induction and testing data will be called as detection of the particular data set. So what are the various applications we can use this classification means? We can use this in email spam, credit card, medical diagnosis, image classification, sentiment analysis, fraud detection, quality control, and recommendation systems. These are all the things we can use our classification models. Okay, and we can use it in Python, SciPy, NumPy, Pandas, Scikit, everything. We can use this classification models. Okay. So these are the examples of classification tasks. We can predict the tumor cells, classifying credit card transactions, classifying the secondary structures of protein as alpha helix, beta sheet, or random coil, and categorizing the news stories as finance, weather, entertainment, sports, etc. So these are the various classification techniques nowadays they are using. First one is the important thing, that is decision tree induction. Second one is rule-based method. Third one is memory-based reasoning. Fourth one is neural network. Fifth one is Navy-based. And the last one is SVM, that is support vector machine. These are the various classification techniques. So decision tree is nothing but a data structure model. So in decision tree, there will be a particular categorical data and continuous data will be there. That particular data will analyze that particular model. Actually, it's like a tree data structure. Different branches will be there, and we have to form a tree structure according to the particular decision. That is the main use of decision trees. So it is one of supervised learning method which is used in data mining for classification and regression methods. This decision tree induction. So what does this main use means? It creates classification or regression models as a tree structure. As I already told, in data structure we have a separate concept called tree. We'll have a parent group, branches, child group, sibling group, everything. So like that, the leaf nodes show a classification or decision, yes or no classification, that particular leaf node will show. So what are the key factors in decision tree induction means? First one is entropy. Its entropy is very important. And second one is information gain and Gini index. These are the three things we have to note it in the decision tree induction. Okay. So this is one of the decision tree. Here one problem is there. One is refund, whether it is a yes category or no category. Using the leaf labels, a person is getting greater than 80,000 or less than 80,000. We can also have an example that if a person is having an income more than 80,000 and he is likely to buy a laptop means he can easily buy that. So the same thing, if a person is having an income less than 80,000 means he can, if he wants to buy a laptop or computer means he has to think that. So that is will be a task for decision tree induction. That's a question. So we have to train that particular model according to the categorical data and continuous data class. So many algorithms will comes under this decision tree. One is hunt algorithm. Second one is cart. We can use this algorithm in data mining. That is classification and regression tree. And third one is ID3. That is iterative decoder. And C4 algorithm, SLIQ, sprint, child, Mars, and conditional reference. These are the various decision tree algorithms available. Okay. So the next one is confusion matrix. So what does that confusion matrix means? So in confusion matrix, we can predict the class labels with the actual class labels with the predicted class labels. It contains true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative. These are the four categories comes under confusion matrix to analyze that particular model. I told we have to create one model. First, you have to download the data sets. Then you have to remove the unwanted data and noisy data. And then third, you have to create particular model, apply the model on machine learning algorithm. Finally, you have to find the accuracy. So for finding the accuracy, this confusion matrix will be very useful for us. So this confusion matrix is a table used to describe the performance of a classification model. So particular performance will be analyzed using this confusion matrix using our training and testing data. Here there will be two predicted labels. One is yes, another one is no. So it is actually yes or actually no. It will be calculated as true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative. True positive is the case which we predicted the particular class as positive, and the result will be also positive. That is true positive. Our prediction is also true and the result is also true. That is true positive. And true negative means our prediction will be the result is negative, as well as the prediction is also negative and the result also negative. That is true negative, like that false positive and false negative also there. So this is the important thing in analyzing the classification algorithms. Okay, so how to specify the test condition? So depend on these three attributes. One is nominal attribute, second one is ordinal, and third one is continuous. So what are the ways we can split that particular data? It will be a two-way split or multi-way split. We can split the particular data. So multi-way split uses many partitions as a different values. But in binary split, that is two-way split, it will split only according to the optimal set, whether it is yes or no. So this is a binary split and multi-way split. So what are the different ways of handling this continuous attribute? One is discretization and second one is binary decisions. So these are the various classification techniques we are using in the machine learning as well as data mining. So thank you all.